And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. My story starts one day in 1892, when a stranger drifted into the desert mining camp of Darwin near Death Valley. He carried with him a small black bag, which contained what soon became famous as Pharaoh Bill's Layout. Within a few hours, he had made a deal with the owner of Darwin's big casino and set himself up with his Pharaoh layout.
See, we got a new Pharaoh dealer.
Where'd he come from?
How would I know? My guess would be either Frisco or Denver. He's got a smooth look about him.
Well, he better not try any of his slick tricks on us. We'll run him out of camp.
Listen to the Sidewinder. The fellow's hardly unfolded his outfit, and already you think he's a crook.
Yeah, look at them hands. He wasn't born yesterday.
There's no law says you gotta play Pharaoh Sidewinder. Go shoot craps. Try your luck at the wheel.
I happen to like Pharaoh.
Yeah, me too. Besides, I got a new system I want to try out.
Again?
You sound like my wife. I gotta go home and get some dough.
Hey, give my regards to that pretty sister-in-law of yours.
Grace? Oh, I won't be seeing her, or Harriet either, I hope. I'm just gonna slip in the house and ride out again.
Game running? Call me Sidewinder on account of I'm quick and I'm deadly when I'm crossed.
They call me Pharaoh Bill. Place your bets, gentlemen.
What in the world is...
Oh, drat that cat. He jumped up in the mantelpiece and knocked the jar on the floor. Bad, Samantha.
Give me the money.
Oh, Harriet.
I'm putting that money by for a sewing machine. It's not going to be squandered on gambling.
Who said anything about gambling?
You can't fool me, Tim Maloney. Bring me the broom and the dustpan, will you, Grace?
What broke?
The ginger jar.
Oh, what a shame.
Let Tim sweep it up.
Oh, not me. I got an appointment.
You're not going near that deadfall again.
Oh, now, look, I can watch, can't I? Even if I can't play.
I don't trust you.
Oh, well, look at that. New fella's going to need somebody to keep cases for him.
What new fella?
Oh, new Pharaoh dealer just hit town.
Another?
Oh, this one isn't like the regular run of tin horns. He's got class.
Class?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I love that. A gambler with class.
What do you know about gamblers? You ever met one?
Heaven forbid.
Well, I bet if I brought this Pharaoh dealer home here, you wouldn't...
Tim, don't you dare.
No, I just said if.
There are some things I draw the line at, especially where there's a young, unmarried sister in the house.
Oh, for Pete's sake, you think it was like smallpox.
It's worse. You can vaccinate for smallpox. When you get married, Grace, marry a man who doesn't know one card from another.
I'll make sure of that, after seeing the cross you have to bear.
Of course, Tim isn't really bad. He don't drink or beat me up. And when I catch him like I did today, the money. He got away with it. He's taken it to the casino to play faro with. Oh, whatever am I going to do with that man?
Good evening.
Good evening.
What's your hurry?
Well, I'm late. I have to get home.
I'll take you there.
Thank you. I don't need an escort.
Oh, a pretty girl like you on a night like this, I know a shortcut.
No, let me go. Stop. Let me go. Stop.
Come on, give me a little kiss.
No. Help. 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 Help.
You all right? Stay away from this girl from now on. Savvy? I'll see you wherever you're going.
Oh, thank you. This is where I live.
Then I'll say goodnight.
Well, won't you come in and meet my folks? I know they'd like to thank you for what you did.
I'm already late for work.
Were you a minor?
No.
I didn't think you were, but you certainly used your fists like one. You were wonderful.
I'd like to see you again, if I may.
Why, yes.
When?
Oh, well, almost any evening.
Could you make it morning?
Morning?
I'll hire a rig at the livery and we'll go driving.
Well, that would be lovely.
Good night.
Good night.
Grace, we were getting worried about you. What happened?
Well, I was detained.
Here, you can take over.
Tim, I never knew such a shirker. I hope when you get a husband, Grace, he's domesticated.
What do you keep needling the poor girl for about getting married?
I want to see her happily settled.
I will be, one of these days.
Well, don't wait too long.
Yeah, grab the first man who asks you, like Harriet did.
Tim Maloney!
I wouldn't care if he was domesticated, if he had everything else I wanted in a man.
Such as what?
Courage and strength, the ability to stand up and fight for a woman, and yet tender.
You talking about somebody imaginary?
No, he's real.
Perfect description of me.
Tim, where are you going?
Where do you think? To buck the tiger.
Tim! Oh, of course. Today was payday. Who is this man you've met?
That's a funny thing. I forgot to ask his name.
Give me another one, Rusty.
I'll call a turn this time. My system's got to work.
Move over. I'm getting in on this game.
How many chips?
I'm putting cash money on this here layout.
Suit yourself.
And when I win, I want cash money in return. $50 on the 8 to win. $50 on the king to lose. Now turn your cards, dealer, and turn them square, or I'll peel the hide plumb off in your carcass.
Bet's closed, gentlemen.
Sidewinder's been hitting the bottom. He's looking for trouble.
8 loses. King wins. You bet it to lose.
Whipsawed, blast the luck.
This isn't your night to howl, Sidewinder. You better quit.
I'm going to clean up the shopper if it takes me all night. Hey, you. What kind of a limit do you have on this game?
For you, the sky.
Good. Because I'm going to bust the bank and get rid of this deadfall of yours once and for all. Here's $4,000 even. Turn your cards over for this, you piker.
Get it placed so there'll be no arguments after the cards fall.
I'm dropping out. When a game goes local like this, I quit.
Are you ready?
Go ahead and deal.
Five wins. No bet. 6 loses. Bank wins. 10 wins. No bet. 4 loses. Bank wins. 5 wins. No bet. 8 loses. Bank wins. 8 wins. No bet. Queen loses. Bank wins.
Why, you dirty crook, you can't get away with this.
Take it easy, Sidewinder.
This game is a skin and a brace. And I'm asking for my money back.
You're drunk.
I'm asking for it with this.
He's dead. Got him right through the heart.
I had no choice.
It was him or you.
You shot in self-defense. We'll testify to that.
The Sidewinder was a bad hombre. Darwin's well rid of him.
Carry him out in the back room, boys. We'll notify the coroner.
Whatever expense there is, I'll stand. The game's over.
When my sister asked me who I was going driving with, I had to admit I didn't even know your name.
William Barton. Was she shocked?
I assured her you were a gentleman.
Bless you.
I think she was rather pleased that I'd met someone out here I liked.
You must have more admirers than you can shake a stick at.
Oh, the thing is, most of the men out here are so crude or rough. Or even beasts like that horrible Sidewinder.
Forget about him.
It's an awful thing to say, but I'm glad he's dead.
Oh, heard about that.
Yes, my brother-in-law, Tim Maloney, told us about it at breakfast this morning.
It was an unfortunate affair.
Tim said he never saw anyone so quick on the draw as that Pharaoh Bill. One minute he was sitting there shuffling cards, and the next instant, bullets flying all over the place.
Only 2.
Oh, were you there?
I'm Pharaoh Bill.
You? Oh, no.
I should have told you.
Never have gone out with you had I known.
I shot in self-defense. Ask your brother-in-law. Ask anybody. Things like this happen.
In dives, yes. I had no idea you were a professional gambler.
What's wrong with being a gambler?
What's wrong with it? Nothing, except no decent, self-respecting man would be one.
The game I run is on the level.
They're all crooked.
You don't know anything about it. You're like all these good women. You belong in a... You don't belong out west.
Take me home, please.
I'm sorry.
Don't touch me, you tin horn.
Did you have a nice drive? He looks like quite a lady killer.
He is a killer. He's the man who shot the Sidewinder. Pharaoh Bill, the gambler.
And you thought he was a gentleman. Oh, are you all right, dear? Oh, that was a close call.
Hey, what's the idea?
I'm folding.
You're not leaving town.
Yep, on the 4 o'clock stage.
It's not on account of the shooting.
Could be.
Oh, now, look, Bill, nobody in Darwin holds that against you. In fact, they're kind of grateful you rid the town of a bad hombre.
Well, so long.
Just when I had a new system worked out that I wanted to try, too.
Tim, can't you sit somewhere except right in front of the stove?
This is the warmest place there is.
Go in the other room. Oh, go out and take a walk.
I don't want to go out for a walk.
You're not feeling sick, are you?
No, I just got nothing to go out for.
What happened to the big casino, your home away from home?
It ain't the same without a Pharaoh game. Pharaoh Bill left town.
Did you hear that, Grace?
Yes.
I guess public opinion was just too strong.
Oh, public opinion? Heck. Every man in Darwin was on his side. Something just got into him. What's eating her?
I was afraid of it. I guess she really cares for that gambler.
You can't see how anybody in their right mind wants to go hear a lecture on the art of basket weaving in the Polynesian Islands.
It's educational.
Now, if they give us a hula dancer, are you interested in basket weaving? Well, if it isn't Pharaoh Bill. Pharaoh Bill, you're back.
We just got here.
That's great. You gonna be doing business at the same old stand?
As soon as I get this fella fed and bedded down, meet Butch.
Hiya, Butch.
Hello. Tim, we mustn't be late.
I got myself roped into a lecture on basket weaving, but I'll see you later.
Who was the boy with him?
His name's Butch, that's all I know.
You don't suppose it was his own son?
Could be.
But that would mean that Pharaoh Bill was married.
Well, if you're so interested, why don't you go back and ask him yourself?
It's not on my account.
Well, I couldn't care less.
Catch it, Kitty.
Her name's Samantha.
Oh,
What's your name?
Butch.
Butch what?
He's a good jumper.
You're the little boy I saw with Mr. Burton the other day.
Who? Oh, you mean Bill.
Oh, then he's not your father.
No, ma'am. If he has kittens, will you let me have one of them?
Well, that won't be for quite a while, I'm afraid.
That's all right, always.
Oh, you're planning to stay on here then in Darwin?
Yes, ma'am.
You come over any time you want to play. I like little boys.
I like you. You're nice.
Well, thank you.
Seems like all I do is wash dishes or peel potatoes.
Where's my gun?
Tim, what's happened?
The kid's gone. Pharaoh Bill can't find hide nor hair of him.
Butch?
Yeah. We don't know what happened to him, whether he's lost or run away or what, but the whole casino's joining in the search.
He's not in here.
Butch! Butch!
Butch? Butch! Butch!
Thanks, Grace. I sure need it. I'm beat.
They'll find him.
Maybe he's been stolen.
This will do you good.
I should be out looking for him instead of wasting time in here.
Samantha, our cat. I'd forgotten all about her.
Sounds like she's been shut in someplace.
I noticed she hadn't eaten her supper. Samantha, kitty. So that's where you are. How did you get yourself locked in a closet? Bill, Tim, Harriet, come quick, everyone. Look.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Butch! Are you all right, boy?
Where's Samantha?
It's right here in the house.
Don't tell me you've been right here in this house all the time.
I was making a nice cozy bed for Samantha, and I guess I fell asleep waiting.
The whole town's been looking for you. You had us scared half to death.
I'm sorry. Where'd Samantha go?
Into the kitchen to get her supper.
Guess I'm kind of hungry, too.
Will you go help yourself?
Thanks!
Now, I feel pretty foolish going off the deep end like I did.
Oh, no, don't be
If
silly.
anything would have happened to the kid, you'd have to face his folks.
He has no folks.
Who is he, Bill?
His last living relative was the sidewinder.
The sidewinder?
How did you find out?
When we went through his pockets, we found some receipts for some money orders he'd been sending to a certain party in Big Pine. So I made a trip over to investigate. The boy was in a foster home, and there was sickness there. Money or no money, they didn't feel they could keep him, so I said I'd take him. Seemed the least I could do for the man I'd killed.
Why didn't you tell us before, Bill?
I was afraid you'd think I was a sentimental fool.
I feel better now.
So do I. Let's go home, son.
Don't give any of them away. Let me have them all.
5 kittens? Where would you keep them?
Not at the big casino.
Gee, I wish we had a house.
That calls for a woman.
Would you come and live with us, Miss Grace? Couldn't you, Bill?
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Last time we went driving, you said I didn't belong out west.
I was wrong.
So was I. About a great many things.
Will you, Miss Grace? Will you?
You know, the layout, it's up to you to call the turn.
Everything I have. To win.
Oh, boy!
From where I sit, I'd say all 3 of them won. What do you think? And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. What happens when a sinner and a real smart one joins up with a band of saints? Saints with a capital S. That's the situation in the story you're about to hear. A story I call Miracle of the Seagull. It is the first week of April, 1847. In the back room of a lodging house in the bustling frontier town of St. Joseph, Missouri, James Reeves is busily at work behind locked doors, making counterfeit banknotes.
Who is it?
Sheriff Mack. All right, come on. What's the idea? Open up.
Evening, Sheriff.
What a night.
To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit from the law?
Heard you were looking for a team and wagon, is that right?
I sure am. Do you know of one?
Wasn't thinking of skipping town, was you?
You will have your little joke now, Sheriff.
All right, Reeves. Ain't got nothing pinned on you yet, Reeves. So if you want this outfit, it'll cost you $800.
$800?
Brigham Young has bought up everything in sight.
Brigham Young?
He's leading his first party west from winter quarters up the river to the Promised Land.
When? How soon?
Day after tomorrow, they leave. Hey, maybe you'll be thinking of joining them.
Yes, by gosh, I will.
Hey, you must be in an all-fired hurry to leave town. A slick article like you taking up with the Latter-day Saints.
Oh, lay off me, Sheriff. I'm in a hurry to get west.
All right, Sonny. Just fork over $800 for this wagon team and you can leave town with my blessings. Oh, no. Good, hard, cold cash on the barrelhead. Coin of the realm. None of those pretty picture papers of yours, Sonny.
Give me some time to get the money.
Sure. Daylight tomorrow morning.
I'll have it.
Yeah. Take your tools with you.
You don't think I'd leave him here for you to use, do you, Sheriff?
You know, boy, it makes me feel real good to consign you and your considerable talents to Brother Brigham. Let's see what he'll make out of you.
James Reeves.
Yeah.
I spoke to Brigham Young. He says it's all right so long as you provide your own food.
I'm well stocked.
Because we've got just enough to last. Measured down to the last pound of flour.
Where is it you're bound for? California, Oregon?
That is between Brigham Young and God.
Even you don't know?
I am only an elder in the church. You are an outsider.
Oh, I trust I won't be regarded as too much of an outsider. Even though I haven't been baptized as yet.
Then you are interested?
I certainly am.
Good. You can fall in line anywhere with your wagon.
Thank you, Elder Snow.
Is that farm implements you have here under this tarpaulin?
No.
Oh. I was hoping it was. We're taking along all we've got room for. Seeds, too. So that we can start planting as soon as we find the promised land. You'll be expected to do your share of work. We're letting you go along because you've got a good right arm.
I've got two good arms.
For the service of the Lord. Amen.
Amen.
will be your duty to keep a record of the distance covered each day by counting the revolutions of your wagon wheel. And no guesswork either. On the basis of your reports, we will establish mileposts along the way for the benefit of those who follow. James Reeves.
Oh, me?
You will gather buffalo chips.
Buffalo chips?
To use as fuel for our campfires.
Look, Elder, that's the lowest job in the whole outfit.
If there is any trade at which you are proficient, name it.
Well, I'd be very glad to pay somebody to do the work for me.
Put your money away. Every man in this company works for the common good. You've had your orders.
That's what you think. What's it worth to you to take over my job?
I've already got a job.
What about you?
He has a job, too. Everybody has.
Yeah, but look, here's your chance to make a little extra money.
Money has no place with us.
But it must have. What do you do when you want to buy things? Food, clothing.
The barter system works very well.
Barter?
Reeves, get a basket and start gathering fuel.
Good afternoon. We've been gathering roots that we could use for dyes.
This is fuel.
You've never pioneered before. I can tell by your actions.
No, I'm a city man.
What line of work?
Printing.
Books. How wonderful.
And, general stuff.
Have you read the works of our prophet Joseph Smith?
No, I'm afraid not.
Or the discourses of Brigham Young?
But he doesn't have to. He can hear him preach.
If he attends the meetings.
Would you like to? There's a hymn sing this evening.
Why, thank you. I should be delighted.
You weren't singing.
I didn't know the words.
I'll teach them to you.
When?
Tomorrow when we make camp.
I'll be there with my best voice.
The Spirit of God like a fire is burning. The latter-day glory begins to come forth. Now repeat after me.
You have the longest eyelashes I've ever seen.
Why, Brother James, you're being irreverent.
I'm sorry.
How did you ever happen to join this company?
I was in a hurry to get west.
What are you going to do when you get there?
Make a fortune.
You're very sure of yourself, aren't you?
Well, I've already made quite a pile. You ever seen money? Come on, touch it. It won't bite you. Love to see you laugh. You have a dimple that comes and goes.
Why, I believe you're flirting with me. You do it with every girl.
You're the first Mormon, I swear.
What's the matter?
A lot of folks claim you Mormons have horns.
Well, look and see.
Sister Judith.
Brother Lorenzo, I was just teaching Brother James the words of our hymns.
There's work to be done. The evening meal to prepare. And fuel needed for the fires to cook it.
There are no buffalo along this part of the trail. I've looked.
Then find a substitute.
Where are we taking this cut through the mountains? I thought we were sticking to the Oregon Trail.
We're not going to Oregon.
Well, where are we going?
To the Promised Land.
And where's that?
The Lord is directing us.
You don't know. We're just wandering around through the wilderness.
Brigham Young will recognize the place.
Then I'll go and ask him.
Brigham Young is sick, stricken with mountain fever. He can talk to no one.
Stop it here.
Brother Brigham, we're out of the canyon. We're on a high plateau. Off there is the west.
It is enough. This is the place. We will settle in that valley.
Here on this campsite, we will build the city of Zion. According to these plans which I have drawn up. To the north, between the two creeks, will stand the temple of our God on a lot of 40 acres, adorned with trees. The city will be divided into blocks of 10 acres each, with 8 lots in a block of 1 1/4 acre each. Each man will be apportioned a lot. The streets will be wide. No house will be permitted to...
You fellas don't need a whole 1 1/4 to build a house on. Take 1 acre of it off your hands.
Each house will have to be 20 feet
The same offer goes to you.
No man will be suffered to cut up his lot and sell a part of it to speculate out of his brethren. Every man must keep his lot whole. For the Lord hath given it to us without price. The same is true of the land outside the city. It will be farmed cooperatively and neither bought nor sold.
Doesn't look like anything would grow in this soil. Dry as a bone. I thought the promised land would be cool and green.
There must be springs. There's certainly water up there in those mountains. And the man who owns the water rights will make a fortune. I'll ride up there the first chance I get and locate. Take up the timber rights, too. Behold, the future lumber king of the Salt Lake Valley.
Ah, there you are. I was looking for you. You've been assigned to a party to go up into the mountains to cut timber.
Timber?
For the stockade. Later on for houses. We'll need plenty. Well, man, what are you gawping at?
Would you mind telling me who got there first?
Why, the Lord, of course. It's him we have to thank for the trees, the streams. We'll bring water down, too, for irrigation.
We?
The Mormon Church.
I see.
Oh, you're back.
A receipt for my services cutting timber, which I'm about to present in exchange for food. You Mormons certainly fix it so nobody ever gets rich.
Food is worth its weight in gold at this point. Brigham Young put us on strict rations when he left.
He's gone?
Back east. To bring out another party in the spring. He made some other things rather plain, too, before he left. A single woman has no place in a community like this.
I quite agree.
I must select a husband.
That's easy. Marry me.
But you're not of our faith.
What difference does that make? I love you and you love me.
But you don't understand. Our laws are very strict.
All right, then. We'll move on to California. I've got plenty of money, and there's lots more where this came from.
Why do you always think you can buy whatever you want? It isn't a question of money. But these are my people. I belong here.
How can we get around them, then?
There's only one way. You join the church.
Me? Become a Mormon? Never.
I didn't realize you felt that strongly about it.
I'm sorry, but I just can't go along with all these things you Mormons believe in. These signs and miracles and revelations. They're ridiculous.
Then I'll marry someone who does.
Who? Not that old blue-nosed Brother Lorenzo. He's old enough to be your father. Judith, you couldn't love him.
Brother Lorenzo's a fine man. And I respect him.
You don't know anything at all about love. But I could teach you.
How dare you, you infidel! I hate you, I despise you. I don't ever want to see you again.
You won't. I'm packing up and pulling out of here today. Shaking the dust of you Mormons off my feet forever. All I need is enough supplies to last me till I get to Fort Bridger. I'll pay you well.
We don't want your money.
Stop telling me that. This once, you've got to take it.
But we do need you. We're facing privations, hunger, dangers we know nothing about. We need all the help we can get till this year's crops are in.
Then I have no choice.
You've ridden along on our coattails this far, Brother Reeves. You can't run out on us now.
Seems to me she ought to be on her feet by now.
These low fevers, hang on.
She's been sick all winter. 3 times I posted our marriage bans. And each time she's had a relapse.
You can't go against nature.
That soup you're making ought to put strength into her. Has a powerful smell.
It's a piece of buffalo hide quilt. I scraped the hair off of and boiled up.
Ah, Reeves.
I brought you some more firewood.
Thank you very much.
You're just the fellow I wanted to see, Brother James.
What for?
The church has given me a consignment of lumber at last to build my new house. Our new house. And your services to help build it.
My services?
I'd like to get started at once so it'll be ready to move into after we're married.
Why the devil should I build your house?
You haven't a word to say about it, brother, as long as you're a member of this community. The lumber will be delivered to my lot tomorrow morning. I'll see you there.
Brigham Young will be gratified with what we've accomplished during his absence. A score of babies born, more than 100 houses built, crops planted, and first grain heading up.
Just in time to save us all from starvation.
I knew we'd make out.
Look, there's another. Look. The sky's full of them.
Quick, to the fields, before they attack our crops! Round up everybody. Tell them to bring rakes, shovels, anything they can fight with.
Just drown him!
It's no use. For everyone we kill, two more come to bear it.
Where is that God of yours now, who brought us to this promised land?
You mustn't lose faith, Jim.
I never had it. How right I was. A lot of good your preaching and praying and singing has done you.
It's the only thing left for us now. Pray.
Sisters and brethren, let us all unite in prayer.
Is he crazy stopping to pray at a time like this? Old fool.
Almighty God, look down upon these thy children, we beseech thee.
Hear our prayer.
We have worked hard and endured much, O Lord, to build a kingdom here, where we could worship thee according to our lights, and preach thy gospel.
Judith, you look so tired, so worn.
Pray, Jim, pray.
Rid us of these varmints, Lord.
Even as thou didst rid the land of Egypt of its plague of locusts in the days of Moses.
Save this land. Don't let these people starve. Not for myself, but for her, O Lord. Amen.
We ask it in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
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 Seagulls! They can't be. Here in the middle of the desert?
They're coming down.
Look! They're after the crickets! They're devouring them!
They're eating them. They're eating them.
It's a miracle.
Yes, straight from heaven. Thank you. No man could live through such an experience and not come to believe.
If it's done that for you, then it was worth all we went through.
The first time in my life I ever prayed for something, instead of trying to buy it.
You've come a long way, Jim.
You don't know how far. I've always been a fake.
I don't believe that.
It's true. Instead of going after the real thing, I settle for imitations. Cheap counterfeit.
I'm real.
Judith, is there any hope for me?
Miracles have happened.
In Temple Square, Salt Lake City, is this monument to a seagull. The only monument in the United States in honor of a bird. It's a state crime out there to kill a seagull. For to this day, whenever the scourge of crickets threatens, the seagulls are ready and waiting to save the crops of Utah. And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. The story I'm about to tell you is laid in Death Valley shortly after the turn of the century. It has to do with a mystery that had a whole mining camp by the ears. The mystery of Mr. Bigfoot. This obviously is not Mr. Bigfoot. This is Stubby Weeks, 5'5" in his high-heeled boots, company clerk at the anniversary mine, waiting to check the crew that's just coming off shift.
Come on, now, before you open up the line. Get going. Red. Always good with us. That's right. Hello.
Hi, Mary. Hi, Stubby.
Brenda, you in a hurry? I got something I want to show you.
What is it? Oh, another piece of rock.
Obsidian. This is what the Aborigines used for the tips of their spears.
No.
They did. They speared fish with them.
In Death Valley? Oh, I'm sorry, Stubby. I didn't mean to make fun of you.
I thought you'd be interested.
I am interested. Haven't I helped you with your rock collection? Didn't I find that specimen of jasper for you?
How would you like to go out again on Sunday?
Oh, well, that's the day of the company picnic.
I know. We could explore after lunch.
Oh, I don't think Dutch would like that.
Dutch?
Dutch Hogan. He's taking me.
Gee, I was counting on it.
We can at least watch the games together. Dutch will be taking part in everything.
And what makes you think I'll be sitting on the sidelines?
Stubby, that's the spirit. Bye.
I'm lining up a tug-of-war team. A team that can pull anything on the desert off their feet. I'll pull a 20-mule team. Red, you pick.
Boy, Red.
You, Hippo, will put your 300 pounds at the end of the rope.
310.
Plug Thompson, you got plenty of brawn. Roy, you step out. Tex, Mike, Slim, Wade. Come on, Sandy, and Hefty. We're going to have to be good. We're up against a tough team.
You need a timekeeper?
Hippo, you be sure I need a big supper tonight. Slim, you fill those pockets full of sand, boy.
Come on, Stubby.
Get aboard, Stubby.
I'm not going.
What do you mean you're not going?
Isn't it beautiful? I made it myself.
Chocolate.
3 layers.
You know chocolate makes me break out.
Well, you don't have to eat it. I made it for Dutch. It's his favorite.
Oh, I see.
Oh, Stubby, don't be so small.
I can't help it.
I mean in your attitude.
I happen to care a lot for you, Mary.
Well, then come on over and join in the fun. Don't stand here sulking.
I'm not sulking.
They're getting ready for the drilling contest.
I'm not a driller.
Well, you could come and cheer.
I'm going to go hunt rocks.
Oh, you've got rocks in your head.
Hello, Dobie.
Hiya, Stubby. What you doing, hunting rocks?
Yeah.
We're hunting bones. This here is Professor Muchmore, professor of ants that apologize.
Anthropology, Western University.
My friend Stubby Weeks.
Glad to meet you, sir.
Hello. This has been the greatest day of my life. Let me show you what I found.
Looks like a huge elephant tusk.
The ancestor to the elephant, a mastodon. A prehistoric animal that roamed this region during the Pleistocene age.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Where'd you find it?
Over in Shoshone, in some volcanic ash where they were mining. I found some teeth, too.
What do they look like?
You really interested?
Oh, Stubby's a collector, too.
Just mineral specimens.
Oh, he knows Death Valley like a hog knows a hog water.
Ever come across any bones?
Nothing like that. But I could take you to some of the canyons I know.
Well, I'm planning to camp here for several weeks.
Good. Then someday when I have time off.
Come anytime. Be glad to see you.
Thank you, Professor.
Sure, Stubby. Come anytime.
Dobie, match.
Yes, sir.
Barry! What do you think? I met a professor of anthropology.
You missed the game.
He showed me the tusk of a mastodon.
Dutch won all the events.
And our tug-of-war team pulled the others clean off their feet.
It was this long, millions of years old.
What are you talking about?
A fossil.
A fossil?
While you were off looking at dead bones, Dutch was giving a demonstration of live muscle.
The professor has invited me to come and see him again.
All right, let it go!
Gosh, that mastodon tusk is really something.
It certainly is.
I hope I'm not making a nuisance of myself coming to see you so often.
Oh, not at all. It's a pleasure to meet someone who's interested.
What kind of a bone is this?
Oh, that's just a mold I made. The original crumbled when we lifted it from the ground.
No wonder. Must be 1,000,000 years old.
2 million, perhaps.
Gosh, was Death Valley here then?
Death Valley was created some 11, 12 million years ago.
Created how?
By cataclysmic forces almost beyond the grasp of the human mind. Imagine, if you can, volcanoes all through this region blowing their tops, pouring down sheets of molten lava, earthquakes rending and twisting the earth's crust, whole mountain ranges raised, a vast sink dropped down between them, Death Valley. Then floods pouring in, forming a great inland sea, hundreds of feet deep. Gradually, the waters evaporated and left a salt desert. That was about 2 million years ago. You can still see the shoreline of that ancient lake along the slopes of the Panamints.
When did man first come here?
Well, scientists disagree. We found fossils of animals, but no trace of prehistoric man. Unless you count Bigfoot.
Who's Bigfoot?
He wasn't prehistoric. He appeared, well, his tracks at least, over in Owens Valley, west of here, back in the 1860s. I have a diagram I drew from the descriptions given me. The feet measured 18 inches long, 6 inches wide across the toes. His stride was almost 7 feet, and that was walking, not running.
Man, he must have been a giant.
Nobody knows.
They never saw him?
The tracks appeared in several places from time to time. Watch was kept. But Bigfoot, as the Indians called him, never showed himself. It's a mystery to this day.
18 inches long. Well, that's half again as large as Dutch Hogan's foot.
Who's Dutch Hogan?
He's the biggest man in camp, and the strongest. He won all the contests at the company picnic last Sunday. All the girls are crazy about him.
All the girls?
The only one that matters.
And what's her name?
Miranda. They call her Mary for short, and it just suits her. She's the prettiest, the gayest. We used to have a lot of fun together.
Till Dutch Hogan came along?
Yeah, 6'2", strong as an ox.
Brawn isn't everything, young man. Brains count.
She doesn't think I'm very smart.
You're quite fond of her, aren't you?
Yeah, I'd do anything for her. I just wish I could prove it.
One time in a weightlifting contest in Rhyolite, I picked up 75 pounds in one hand and held it out at arm's length for 16 seconds.
Somebody's coming.
Mary?
Oh, Stubby.
Oh, I hoped I'd find you home.
Hiya, Shrimp.
Oh, you've got company.
Oh, that's all right. Don't go. Come on up and sit around. Where have you been all day?
Chasing butterflies.
I went over to see the professor again. I sure wish you could have been there, Mary.
She was enjoying herself here.
He told me about a man over in Owens Valley who would make you look like a peanut.
What?
A man with feet 18 inches long. A stride as wide as this porch. A regular giant of a fella.
Oh, who is he?
That's the mystery. No one ever saw him.
I didn't think so.
But they saw his tracks and measured him.
The professor did?
Oh, no, this happened about 50 years ago.
And the story's been growing ever since.
It's true. The professor's got pictures.
Photographs?
Well, no, diagrams.
Sounds fantastic. A giant roaming the desert.
Ah, it's baloney. The only way I'd ever believe it would be to see the footprints myself. I tell you, it was a human foot. 5 toes, and that long.
You're stewed, Dutch.
It was the middle of the day. I was coming up from the ranch.
What kind of booze they give you there?
Go sleep it off, fella.
I believe you. See what you done, Dutch? Scare the tar out of poor little Stubby.
Would have made your skin crawl, I'll bet you, to see those giant footprints.
I've got a ruler.
What for?
To measure them with.
He's calling you bluff, Dutch.
Oh, no. I just want to prove it to myself. Come on.
I'm not going all the way back there.
Why not?
I just been.
You see, he was lying.
I was not.
Come on, we'll all go with you and see.
They were the exact measurements of Bigfoot's tracks.
Well, of course, I, for one, have always taken the story of Bigfoot with a grain of salt.
But you've talked to men who have seen the tracks and measured them.
I'm a scientist, Stubby.
Those tracks at the water tank are real enough. We all saw them. I mean, they were. The boys tromped them up pretty bad. They got so excited.
What I'd do if I were you is to keep a night watch at the water tank.
Night?
Bigfoot would never show himself during the day.
All right.
Get your friend Dutch to go with you. Two are better than one when it comes to dealing with the unknown. And let me know how you make out.
All right.
Look, we saw those big footprints, didn't we?
Sure, but I still don't believe in no giant being on the loose around here.
I read in a book once that a giant was 20 foot tall. He could pick up a horse and carry it away with him.
That was all around the old glory hole. You know the one just as you come up from Furnace Creek Wash?
What was all around?
Those big footprints. You could see them plain, all around in the mud.
Gracious, maybe the glory hole's his hideout.
Yeah, maybe it is, Red.
Maybe it's a good place to hide out.
How big were the footprints?
Well, I didn't stop to measure them. All I wanted to do was get the heck away from there. But they was huge, a good 2 feet long at least.
Yeah, see what I told you? I guess you think there's not a giant around here now.
Gotta be something.
Hippo was doing assessment work down near that old glory hole when he saw them. Fresh footprints, at least 2.5 feet long and a foot wide.
Oh, Mrs. Tim, how awful.
I can just see this giant, 30 feet tall, stalking around with a great club in his hand, dressed in the skin of wild beasts.
I'm really frightened, Dutch.
Don't worry, honey. I'm here to protect you.
The tracks have been seen in 3 places now, each time closer to camp.
Is Dutch Hogan here?
How did you guess?
You're the man I want to see. I just been talking with the professor. He says the thing for us to do is to keep watch at the water tank tonight.
Tonight?
That's when Bigfoot's most likely to turn up.
And if he should, what would you do?
We'd get a good look at him.
Where do you get this wee stuff?
You're the biggest man in camp.
Yeah, but not the biggest fool.
You mean you won't go?
You're darn tootin' I won't.
Then I'll go alone.
No, Stubby, no, it's too dangerous. He could kill you with his bare hands. Stubby! Stubby! Why didn't you go with him?
Lose a good night's sleep for nothing?
It couldn't be that you're afraid.
Afraid of what?
Something bigger than yourself.
Oh, Mary.
Oh.
Darn Chuckawalla.
Hey, Stubby. What happened at the water tank last night?
Nothing.
No sign of Bigfoot?
I told you so. Just a waste of a night's sleep.
Then how do you account for all those footprints?
That's what's got me.
Those were live tracks. There's some strange human at large in Death Valley.
What's the matter with Joe? He's driving like the devil was after him. Come on, let's see.
And there he was, tore limb from limb. Boy, I never seen anything like it.
Never saw anything like what?
The carcass of a mountain sheep I saw on the road coming up here. Boy, whatever attacked that thing sure must have been fierce.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot sure must be a powerful guy. Sure gave me a start. Boy, I can't Look at these.
The carcass of a sheep, eh?
Yeah, the stage driver said it was sure pulled apart.
Probably a mountain lion killed him.
Well, mountain lions stay well up in the mountains. I've never known one of them to come down here.
You and Dutch Hogan heard nothing at the water tank last night?
I was there alone.
You mean he didn't go with you?
No.
Why?
He said he was no fool.
Now that the creature's tasted blood, there's no telling.
Mrs. Tim, don't say that.
I declare I was most afraid to walk over here alone this afternoon.
I'm scared, too. The only person who gives me any courage is Stubby.
Stubby? I thought it was you and Dutch.
Oh, Dutch is just a big blowhard. Why, Stubby's got more courage in his little finger than Dutch has in that whole great hulk of his.
Well, so now it's you and Stubby.
Maybe.
What do you mean, maybe?
I've got such an awful feeling that something's going to happen to one of us.
What's the matter?
Bigfoot.
Where?
In my yard. I went out to hang up some clothes and there were his footsteps by the back porch.
This settles it. That fella's got to be tracked down before somebody's murdered in their bed. I'll get the professor to help.
Oh, Stubby, don't leave me. Take me with you.
Don't be scared.
I'm not. When I'm with you, I feel perfectly safe. Isn't that funny?
I don't know why it's funny. I'd protect you with the last ounce of strength of my body. My last breath.
I'm sure you would.
As long as we both live. Will you let me, Mary?
Stubby, are you proposing to me? Oh, what a time to pick. When I've got him on my mind.
Dutch?
Oh, no, I'm all through with that big coward.
Then who?
Bigfoot.
Oh, sure. I almost forgot about Bigfoot. You wait here, and I'll go get the boss's rig, and we'll go see the professor. Can you imagine the shock to see those footprints right on our own doorstep?
You screamed, I suppose, and roused all the neighbors?
No, I just made a beeline straight for Stubby.
I know, sir, that as a scientist, you haven't taken too much stock in Bigfoot. But the time has come and we've got to take action. I'm not going to sit by when my future wife's safety is threatened.
Stubby.
I didn't mean to tell. It just came out.
Well, I knew it the minute I saw you two together. You were going to be married.
Might as well admit it.
Well, while we're admitting things, I too have a confession to make. I am Mr. Bigfoot.
You?
Paper mache. I'm an expert at making molds.
But why? What's the idea?
A practical joke.
No, I was conducting a scientific experiment to prove that a man's courage is often in inverse ratio to his size. And it worked. Bless you.
Thank you, Professor.
Gosh, I don't know what to say. You know, I never knew Cupid had such big feet.
And that was the last time the giant tracks were ever seen in Death Valley. Did the others find out? If you were Stubby, would you have told? Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger with an exciting new story of real life in the Old West. In the Old West, the gunfight was commonplace. Two men facing each other on a dusty street, each gambling on his draw and his aim. But there is nothing commonplace about the gunfight that took place in Beatty, Nevada, on the evening of July 7th, 1879. I call the story of this encounter 40 Steps to Glory.
She really looked like this, boss.
Wait till the stage comes in, you'll see.
How did you ever get her to come here, boss?
She comes expensive, I'll tell you that.
She's really something. Look at them legs.
Get your dirty hands off that poster. And that goes for her, too, when she gets here, you hear me? That goes for all of you.
Sure, boss.
When I stake a claim, I don't stand for any claim jumpers.
Hey, boss. There's a stranger outside you'd better talk to.
What about?
About giving you some competition across the street.
What do you think you're doing?
Opening a saloon?
Not in this town.
Who says I ain't?
There's only room for one saloon here.
And you run it.
That's the first smart thing you've said.
I've already paid a month's rent on that store, and it's going to take a lot more than just saying to keep me from opening up.
If you want more, make a move. Get him on a wagon and get out of town. I don't want the street ready when the stage gets in.
Yes, sir.
What happened? Well, just a little argument, Sheriff.
Don't make much difference who was right. I can see who lost.
Well, he drew first, Sheriff.
Sure. He had his gun halfway out before the boss here even drew.
That's right.
Was it like he said?
Yeah. What can we do about McLeod, Sheriff?
Just pray that one of these days someone faster will come along.
Then we'd have him to reckon with.
It may not be an improvement. At least it'd be a change.
There ought to be a law against a man picking a fight, having the right to kill just because he's faster.
Nobody stands a chance against McCloud.
It's legalized murder, that's what it is.
Stage is coming, boss.
I certainly enjoyed talking with you, even though I didn't believe half the stuff you told me.
I didn't really expect you to. I'll see you to the hotel. Maybe I'll be a little more convincing over lunch.
I wouldn't mind your trying.
I'll take care of Miss Morgan.
Stepping on another man's hand is not very friendly.
I didn't mean it to be. Well, Fay, welcome to Beatty.
Hiya, Mac. Howdy, boys.
Hi, Mac.
Hi.
Let's go over to my place and break out a cold bottle of champagne.
Oh, right now, hot water sounds better than cold champagne. Let me wash off some of this dust, and I'll be over later. Those 2 trunks up there are mine. Will you take care of them?
Sure. All right, boys, take them down. Take it easy. I don't want to break anything. You'll like it here in Beatty, Fay. You see anything in town you like, just... There's no need to register. You're not staying that long. You're leaving town this afternoon on the 5 o'clock stage.
Do folks around here always do what you say?
I'd suggest you ask them.
Well, I'm really not that interested.
Well, you'd better be. Because when I tell people to leave town, they leave one way or another. If you're not in that stage this afternoon at 5 o'clock, mister, you'd better be wearing a gun. I'll see you over at my place, Fay.
Mister, as much as I'd like to have your business, I'm advising you to be on that stage like he says. Unless you're fast with a gun, and I mean lightning fast.
Why didn't you tell him
Tell him what?
that you were a preacher?
I may be a minister, Miss Morgan, but I'm also a man.
You mean you can handle a gun, too?
No, I've never shot one,
And you're going to face him?
if I have to.
But you heard what the hotel man said. He'll kill you.
I'm not afraid.
Oh, mister, you better come down out of those clouds.
I appreciate your concern, Miss Morgan, but it's not your worry.
Oh, yes, it is. I got you into this. Looks like I'm going to have to get you out of it.
What are you going to do?
Tell him who you are.
Please, Miss Morgan. I refuse to hide behind my calling.
Hiya, Sheriff. I'm Fay Morgan.
Yeah, I know. Mac's new singer.
That's right. I've got a problem.
What, already?
This is about a friend of mine. He came in on the stage with me this afternoon. He's been challenged to a gunfight by McCloud.
Sorry. That's something I can't do nothing about.
You can't.
Not if it's fair and square. You tell that friend of yours to hightail it out of here. Mac's not only fast on the draw, but he's deadly at showdown distance.
Showdown distance?
The usual 5 or 10 steps.
Thanks. Thanks, Sheriff.
comes, boss.
Well, Fay, it's about time. All the boys have been asking for you. Hey, Rusty, break out that champagne. We'll all drink to the little lady's health.
I think maybe we better drink to yours.
You sound like you have something on your mind.
I have. You. Looks like you picked the wrong man to fight that gun duel with. Do you know who that fellow really is?
He's a tin-horn gambler, judging from his looks.
There's nothing tin horn about 40-Step Randall.
40-Step Randall.
Doesn't that name mean anything to you?
Well, not to me. How about you fellas?
Never heard of him.
Well, looks like you boys haven't been spending much time down Texas way lately.
Are you trying to say this Randall's a gunslinger?
Is he? He can knock the eye out of a one-eyed jack from 40 steps. That's how he got his name.
40 steps? That's 120 feet. That's real shooting with a 6-gun.
I want a rifle at that distance.
Call it off, Mac. There's no percentage in trading bullets with a gun like him.
Well, I've never backed down from a gunfight yet.
I'm not asking you to back down. I think I can talk Randall out of it if you'll just say the word.
You can take him, boss.
Sure you can. Sure you can. The word is no.
Oh, but Mac,
I said
please.
no. 40 steps or 400 steps. That gunslinger gets in the 5 o'clock stage. Come on, Rusty, open up that champagne.
Go, boys, drink up.
Miss Morgan, I thought you'd changed your mind, so I went ahead.
Oh, I didn't come here to eat. I came to confess.
Well, it couldn't be as serious as you look.
It's worse. If there was ever any chance of McLeod forgetting about you at 5 o'clock, I sure took care of it.
Why? What'd you do?
Well, I thought if I could make him scared of you, really scared, I could get him to call off the gunfight. So I made you out to be the best shot in Texas. I told him you were known as 40-Step Randall, because you could knock the eye out of a one-eyed jack at 40 steps. Well, it would have worked if his men just hadn't egged him on.
Why are you doing all this for me?
I don't know. Guess maybe it was because I skipped Sunday school when I was a kid. Trying to make up for it now.
Well, thanks for trying, but I really don't think you made things worse.
I'm going to say it just once more. Mr. Randall, please get out of town.
I can.
Look, a minister's mission in life is to help people, isn't it?
That's right.
Well, you're not going to be much help to anybody, lying out there in the middle of the street with a bullet in you.
I guess I have been thinking of myself instead of my work.
I'll get a rig from the stable. Have it in back of the hotel in a half hour. I'll drive you to the next town.
There he is. Mr. Randall, shake hands with Mr. Connell, our mayor.
My pleasure, Mr. Randall.
Thank you.
Ed Scott runs the bank. How do you do? Nerve Stone, he owns the Emporium. How do you do?
How do you do, sir? Gentlemen, Miss Morgan.
How do you do,
How do you
Miss
do?
Morgan? Mr. Randall, you have no idea what your presence means to us. For years, we've been hoping for somebody just like you to come along.
You're the answer to our prayers, Mr. Randall. This town's gotten so a decent man walks the streets at the risk of his life.
But things will be all right again after 5 o'clock.
They certainly will be. With McLeod out of the way, we can have a decent, God-fearing community.
McLeod rules the town, huh?
Well, you want to know how much power a fast gun has?
Oh, gentlemen, I think it's about time that you all knew that...
Please, Miss Morgan. Let me speak for myself. What makes you gentlemen so sure I can get rid of McLeod for you?
Now, don't be modest, Mr. Randall. We heard all about you.
Now, we've come here to tell you that we're not going to forget this. Whatever you want, it'll be yours just for the asking.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Well, we'll be seeing you. Come along, gentlemen. Our lucky day it is.
Oh, this is getting worse. Come on, let's get out of here.
I can't go now.
What?
You yourself just pointed out that my mission in life is to help people. Well, this town needs my help. And maybe you showed me the way to do it.
I showed you the way.
Yes. You've convinced me that as a minister I can't get anywhere with McLeod. Well, maybe as 40-step Randall, I can.
Yes, sir. Interested in property or a funeral?
A funeral.
Oh, modest or handsome?
First class.
Child or grown-up?
Oh, grown up. He's about my size.
Well, now that depends on the price of the casket. How much did you have in mind to pay?
Well, something around $100.
I see. Yes, I've got a nice one in back for $100. Silk lined, a third of the way down.
Fine. I'll take it.
Well, now, let me see. The whole job will come to, $150 graveside.
All right. There you are.
Yes. That's right, $150. Yeah. Well, now, where do I pick up the body?
He's not dead yet.
What?
His name's McLeod.
McLeod? Say, you must be that 40-step Randall they're all talking about. How come you're buying him a funeral?
Oh, superstition of mine, I guess. When I kill a man, I like to know he gets a proper burial. You treat a dead man right, and he'll never come back to haunt you.
Mr. McLeod! Mr. McLeod, listen. 40-step Randall just came in my place and paid for your funeral.
He what?
Here's the money he gave me.
Well, why should he pay for the boss's funeral?
Says he always pays for anybody he kills. Superstition, he calls it. Something about treating a dead man right so he won't haunt him. What kind of lion would you like to have in your casket? I got one that's white, but I thought maybe you'd like something fancier, like a purple...
Get out! Get out before I put you in one of your own boxes.
But it's paid for.
Get out!
What do you make of it, boss?
Shut up and deal. Go back to your drinks.
Rusty, how much champagne can you spare?
How much champagne can we let them have, boss? All we got's 20 bottles left.
Well, what's going on, Johnson?
Well, that fellow Randall's throwing a big shindig for the Mariners bunch over at my hotel tonight.
Well, you tell Randall I'm not giving him any champagne. And he wouldn't be able to drink it if I did.
All right, but he's going to be mighty disappointed.
Give me a glass.
I don't blame you for being upset, boss. I'd be worried, too.
Who said I was worried?
Well, that fellow Randall seems awful sure of himself.
Yeah? Well, I'm just as sure of myself.
I don't know, boss. Did you ever try shooting at 40 steps, 120 feet?
Never had to.
Well, supposing you had to.
Boss, the stage is ready to go, but he ain't on it.
Well, where is he?
At the hotel.
Mac, please, just for me, call it off.
Do you have any idea what would happen to me if I did? I'd be through in this town. Well, don't worry. Randall might be better than me at 40 steps, but I can beat him at 10. And I have it figured out so he has to meet me at my distance. Randall! Randall, either come out and get on that stage or come out shooting. You heard me, Randall. Come on out. Randall! Randall, come on out.
I'm already out.
Are you going to get in that stage?
Stay where you are. You take another step, start shooting.
Randall, you've sure got guts. You're my kind of man. I'd like to shake hands with you.
Never mind.
Relax, I'm not sore anymore.
Hold it. You said for me to get on the stage. Now I say you get on it.
Me? You're joking.
Get on that stage, or go for your gun. Time's running out, McLeod.
What do I have to go through that again? I'm scared to death.
To be honest with you, so was I.
Congratulations, Mr. Randall. You did it. Like we said before, anything you want is yours for the asking. Just name it. Anything you want.
All right, gentlemen. I noticed you haven't a church in this town. I'd like you to build one for me.
Church? A church?
Well, I think it's about time you folks had a formal introduction. I'd like to present Reverend David Randall.
What do you know about that? Preacher? And you were going to shoot it out with McLeod?
No, gentlemen. This was my only weapon.
The Reverend David Randall got his church, a token of gratitude from the citizens, and a monument, you might say, to the memory of 40 Step Randall. And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the old ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. The year is 1904. The whole Death Valley region is seething with excitement over some big discoveries in the Funeral Mountains. Prospectors are swarming everywhere, new strikes coming in fast, mines offered for sale. Keen-eyed engineers, representatives of big mining companies are in the field, competing in the scramble to acquire properties. This is the situation at the opening of our story. Lady Engineer.
Why, Mr. Kramer, you've hardly touched your breakfast. It's not bad news.
That depends. I just received this letter from the Big Four office in San Francisco.
Mary Granger, E.M.
That stands for mining engineer.
A woman mining engineer? She's coming out here? What for?
To get field experience. She's the boss's daughter, Ivy, and well-trained. Graduated from one of the best schools of mines in the country. I've known Mary ever since she was a little girl in pigtails.
Well, what does she look like now?
You'll see for yourself. She's arriving tomorrow. She'll be taking her meals here, I expect. Thank you, Ivy.
Hello, Kramer.
Morning, Evans.
Morning, beautiful.
Mr. Evans, guess what the Big Four is doing?
Pass me the prunes and tell me.
They're sending out a woman engineer.
A woman? Who is she?
Her name's Granger.
The old man's daughter?
Yes.
He must be losing his mind.
I thought you'd be interested, knowing what rivals Alpha and the Big Four are. Well, what would you like for breakfast, Mr. Evans?
Anything, sweetheart, anything. It'll all taste like duck soup.
I suppose you've inspected claims.
It was part of our field work in college.
These properties are up for real money. It's not students who are pitting their brains against yours. It's big mining companies like Alpha, loaded with Eastern capital.
You haven't much confidence in me, have you, Mr. Kramer?
Just trying to point out to you that the situation has changed since your father first started the Big Four. Oh, and you can call me Justin.
Thank you.
We're up against the stiffest kind of competition here, Mary. That Alpha crowd is buying up everything they can lay their hands on.
Well, then hadn't we better get going? Wherever we're going.
Well, howdy, Mr. Kramer.
Hello, Eli.
Darn windy, ain't it?
Certainly is. Eli, this is Miss Granger.
Well, how's the Colonel's daughter?
Yes.
You out here in Death Valley with your pa?
I'm working here.
For the Big Four. She'd like to examine your claim, Eli.
Well, I got the assay reports right here.
I'd like to take my own samples and have them assayed.
Just as you say.
I'll see you later at the office.
Very well. I see you call your claim the world beater.
On account of how it is. Richest deposit's been uncovered in Death Valley since the Keen Wonder. Worth all...
I'll be the judge of that.
Chip off the old block, ain't you?
I hope so.
I remember they used to say played with ore samples as a little girl instead of blocks.
I did. And I learned arithmetic by weighing nuggets on gold scales. $5,000 is my final offer.
Well, I was hoping to get more.
It's not worth any more.
You don't think so?
Eli, I've been over every inch of this claim.
That you have, miss, with your own little pig.
Well, $5,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah, but it's not as much as $12,000.
$12,000?
That's what Alpha offered. Their man Paul Evans was here this morning.
You're bluffing, Eli. You can't fool me.
Fool you? I ain't trying to fool you. I got the bill of sale right here.
You mean you've let me stand here and bargain with you for 2 hours and then all the time the mine was sold?
Well, I was just admiring your technique, miss.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
You're pretty good, you know, for a girl.
And for 2 hours, Eli argued price with her when he already had it sold.
May I sit here?
Oh, certainly.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kramer. Just.
Will you introduce me? Miss Granger, Mr. Evans. I've been wanting to meet you, but we always manage to miss each other. I'm either too early or you're too late.
Will you excuse me?
You know, I've heard of sending a boy to market. The Big Four sends a girl.
Don't forget, Evans. She's the old man's daughter. And whether you think so or not, she knows her onions. Property's right here in Furnace Creek Wash.
Behind those limestone hills. I know the location.
You've really learned your way around these past few weeks.
In more ways than one.
The owners have sunk a 75-foot shaft.
You've already examined the mine?
Now, I've been there several times. I've done some preliminary negotiating.
And you just want my opinion, is that it?
Before I make him a firm offer? Yes. I suspect Alpha's hot on this one, too. So step on it.
I'll go down right away and bring you back a report.
I'm ready to write you fellows out a check right now to bind the bargain. Start writing.
Hold on, Tom. You've got that other iron in the fire, don't forget.
We can't wait forever on that.
Yeah, but Kramer said...
Oh, so it's the Big Four.
Yeah. They're sending up another engineer today to take a final look.
He'll never top Mr. Evans' offer.
Just the same, we told him we'd hold off.
You say that other engineer's due today?
Any time now.
That's not Mr. Kramer himself.
No, his sidekick.
Oh, well. In fairness to everyone, suppose we do this. Let's set a deadline. Say sundown tonight.
That's fair enough.
It's all right with me.
Good. I'll be at your shack at sundown to get your answer.
Meanwhile, I'll go on up to the Ruby Lou. It's another claim we're working.
I'll wait here for the Big Four engineer.
Fine.
Tom, how would you like to make a quick $1,000?
Well, I'd like that just fine. It didn't bring the sheriff in on me.
It won't. Just make sure that Big Four engineer doesn't show up before sundown.
I think that can be arranged.
And, no need to mention this to your partner.
Well, no need at all. Kind of awkward, you turning out to be a woman.
There's no sex in mining, Mr. McKinney.
Now, what I mean is the only way we got to getting down the shaft is in the ore bucket.
I've ridden in ore buckets all my life.
If my partner was here, one of us could go down with you.
I prefer to go alone.
Yes, ma'am. Careful now. Hold tight. You got your flashlight?
Of course. I know what I'm doing, Mr. McKinney.
Oh, that's good.
I'll signal to you when I'm ready to come up.
I'm trying to. I'm afraid if I force it, the whole darn thing will give away.
Don't do that. There's a big drop below me.
Yeah, it's about 50 feet at least.
You better hold me up again.
Can't pledge a thing either way. I better go fetch my partner. This looks like a job for two.
But don't leave me down here.
He's only a couple of miles from here.
Don't leave me. Stop! Mr. McKinney!
You'll be all right. That rope's good and strong. Hello? Anybody around?
Help! Help! Help!
Mary, what happened?
The windows got jammed. Tom went to fetch his partner. Oh, Justin, thank heaven you came.
You sit tight.
Sit tight. What do you think I've been doing for the past 4 hours? Look out!
There's nothing wrong with this crank. It works perfectly. You all right?
So he did it on purpose. I thought there was something awfully queer about this.
You didn't pass any of the Alpha crowd on the way over here.
No. Justin, you don't believe...
I wouldn't put any kind of skullduggery past Paul Evans. Come on, let's get over to Tom and Jerry's shack.
Hello, Kramer. Good evening, Miss Granger. Lovely night, isn't it? Did you enjoy the sunset?
No, I missed it.
Too bad, it was magnificent.
That's all right. There'll be others. Those we won't miss.
Good night.
Oh, Miss Granger. I didn't recognize you with your clothes on. I mean, are you going somewhere?
Yes, to San Francisco to visit my family.
Oh, well, have a nice time.
Oh, Mary?
I was just on my way over to see you.
Well, you sure look nice.
This is awfully short notice, I know, but I'm resigning my job.
Because of what happened yesterday?
I've been a dead loss to you, Justin. I've failed completely. I've let my father down, too, which makes me feel terrible.
Nobody wins all the time, Mary. You gotta expect setbacks.
But this is no place for a woman.
Well, I won't argue with you there.
Then you don't think I'm a quitter.
No. If I were in your place, I'd want to go to San Francisco, too. And have the kind of a life a glamorous girl should have.
I have the honor?
Mr. Evans. How in the world do you happen to be here at the charity ball?
I bought a ticket for $50.
I'm amazed.
Thought I could afford it?
That you'd be interested in anything held for charity.
Well, there's a very charitable side to my nature.
Really?
You'll discover that when you get to know me better.
Aren't you taking a good deal for granted?
You dance divinely.
Did you follow me to San Francisco, Mr. Evans?
No, you're taking an awful lot for granted. I did see your name in the paper as one of the patronesses for this ball.
Well?
I admire you more than any girl I've ever met. You have brains and courage, and you're very beautiful.
Compliments from the enemy camp.
We don't have to be enemies. We can be friends.
Don't tell me you'd like a job with the big four.
Mary,
You'd have to ask my father about that.
will you listen to me?
Only if you don't talk business.
When are you coming back to Death Valley?
I'm having a wonderful time here, being a butterfly.
But you are coming back.
I've made no plans.
Miss Granger, please. Thank you.
Why, she's a raving beauty. Just goes to show you what money will do for you. She said she was just going home on a little visit. But it's a sin she won't be coming back. Do you suppose so?
I doubt it very much, Abby.
Mr. Evans said he was going on business. Look at that smile. Cat that ate the canary. Well, at least we're here to console each other.
Hey, Smitty, come in here.
You called, sir?
Mary,
Hello, Justin.
you've come back.
I couldn't stay away.
Oh, Mary.
I realized I'd been a quitter.
Oh. You want your job again?
If you'll take me.
Well, here, sit down.
By the way, here's a wire for you from Father. It caught up with me at the stage depot.
He's giving me carte blanche on the blue bottle deal.
Blue bottle?
Uh-huh. It's a new strike up beyond Daylight Pass. The richest one yet. Big Four's got to get it. Says to use my own judgment as to price. He's going to back me up to the limit.
That must be the property Paul was hinting at.
Mm-hmm. I understand he's on tenterhooks, too, waiting for authorization. You been hearing from him?
He writes. Quite often. Justin, may I go with you?
Well, there's no reason why you shouldn't, I guess. Shake a leg.
On account of being Sunday, the office in New York was closed, but they've got my wire by now, and I expect an answer right away.
You didn't have to make a special trip all the way up here just to tell me that.
I don't want any misunderstandings. They'll agree, I'm sure, to $150,000.
I hope.
In the meantime, you'll sit tight, sell to nobody else.
Take lightly.
That's a promise?
Sure.
Good.
Sorry, I ain't entertaining any more offers.
You've sold the mine?
Good as sold. Just waiting for the final word.
Alpha.
I'm naming no names, but they're paying me a handsome price. I'm sorry you folks had a wild goose chase up here.
Mr. Perry.
There's no use dickering, ma'am.
We're not going to dicker. We're going to make you a flat offer.
But I gave this other party an option.
Have you got something I can write on? Mr. Perry, I'm going to write a figure on the back of this envelope. If it's higher than the price that Alva has offered, will you take it?
Who said anything about Alpha?
If it tops their price, do we get the mine?
Ain't likely you'll top it.
Well, Mr. Perry?
Well, I reckon... that is... Sure.
That's a promise.
Yep.
You're the witness to it.
$199,999. How did you ever come to set a price like that?
I like writing nines.
Hey, what kind of a deal is this?
It's on the level, Perry. This lady's the old man's daughter.
No. By Harry, ma'am, you own it.
Hey, Perry! It's all right. The deal's all set. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. We're pretty happy about it ourselves. Temporary bill of sale to the Big Four.
The Big Four? Why, you double-dealing desert rat. You gave me your word.
Well, I never dreamed they'd offer more than you had. Honest.
Honest? And as for you, Kramer...
Don't jump on him. As the young lady called the turn. A real cool gambler she is. Goes it blind for top stakes.
As I remarked to you once before, Evans, she knows her onions.
Paul? You wanted to talk to me?
Yes.
I don't blame you for being sore at me.
Perry, I'm sore at. To you, I take off my hat.
That's very charitable of you.
You remember that night at the ball? I told you I had a very charitable side to my nature. I said, too, I wanted to be friends. Now I want more than that. I want to be partners.
Partners?
We'd make a great combination, Mary. Together we could lick the world, Evans and Granger.
Or Granger and Evans.
Sure, whichever.
I'm afraid I'm rather dense, Paul. Are you proposing?
Darling.
I'm sorry, Paul. The answer is no.
I'm afraid I put it very badly.
On the contrary, you've made everything quite plain, including myself. Good night, Paul.
Mary.
Well, gave you the mitten, did she? Well, cheer up. There are other fish in the sea.
You're resigning again.
Yes. For good this time.
Why? Why in the name of good sense when you've just pulled off a coup any man would be proud of?
You wouldn't understand.
Look, you wanted to prove yourself as a mining engineer. Well, you have.
Mary Granger, E.M. But what about M.E.?
What do you mean?
Me. Mary Granger, 24 and single. There's no satisfaction in beating men at their own game, Justin. I'm going back to San Francisco, try to be a success as a woman.
You don't have to go to San Francisco, darling. You've got that chance. Right here.
And that's the true story of the first woman mining engineer in Death Valley. And for all I know, the last. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger with an exciting new story of real life in the Old West. Back in 1876, Texas was a hotbed of frontier action. The hostile Apaches burning, killing, fighting to save their homeland from the invading white settlers. On one occasion, a band of warriors intent on massacre swept down on a cavalry patrol. The gallant troopers repulsed the attack and drove them off, pursuing them into the hills. Many Apache prisoners were taken. And it is about one of them that we tell our story. The story of Indian Emily.
Major, your report.
We were ambushed while patrolling Olympia Canyon. We repulsed the attack, inflicting many losses. Then we broke up their camp. Our losses, 3 dead, 7 wounded. We took many prisoners. Further pursuit of the enemy into the hills seemed futile. I ordered the column to return.
What about that squaw? Was she in the battle, too?
Oh, no, sir. When we broke up their camp and chased them into the hills, she fell from her horse and struck our head. I couldn't leave her out there in that condition, sir.
Yes. Well, dismiss your company. See to your horses and your wounded. I'll want more details later.
Yes, sir.
Dismount! Dismissed. Lieutenant, take charge of those prisoners.
Yes, sir.
Mangy-looking lot, aren't they?
As you say, sir. Mangy looking.
Lock them up. But don't turn your back on them.
Yes, sir. She's just a girl. Untie her, Scrag.
I'd leave her hog-tied if I was you, Lieutenant. She's injured.
Untie her. That's an order, Scrag.
Give her to me, Lieutenant. Yep, I know just what to do with a squaw.
Why, she's just a child.
She's hurt, Mother. Hurt bad, I'm afraid.
Well, you did right to bring her here, son. Take her into my room.
I'd better get the doctor.
Just a minute. He must be busy with the wounded. You get some soap, hot water, and the medicine box. This child needs some cleaning up.
Colonel, come in, sir.
Lieutenant, I came to discuss that Indian girl. People on the post are very upset that there's an Apache on the loose. She's a prisoner and she should be incarcerated.
Nonsense, Colonel.
Ma'am?
She's not a criminal. She's just a child. I'm not sure she even knows what it's all about.
No, I doubt that, ma'am. These savages are very canny. You have to watch them every minute.
Are you implying that this girl is a threat to the safety of Fort Davis?
Why, no, ma'am, but she is an Indian and she's a prisoner of war. Now, I suggest you allow us to look after the Army's business of retaining hostiles.
Come with me, Colonel. There, Colonel, is the canny savage, the murdering hostile who is causing you and the good people of Fort Davis such concern.
Yes, she does look rather young and harmless enough. But if she causes any trouble...
I shall take full responsibility.
Yes, well, good night, ma'am.
Good night, sir.
Ma'am.
Oh, Mother, I'm proud of you. The way you stood up to the Colonel.
Nonsense. He's just a man.
Maybe I ought to get the doctor.
I'm sure I can take care of her. There now. You're going to be all right. Just lie back and rest.
How's Sukatu get here?
She speaks. You were hurt. We'll take care of you. Make you well again.
Pasukatu no stay Whiteface house.
If you don't want to stay, you may go. But first you must get well. Do you understand?
You Bluecoat squaw?
He is my son, Lieutenant Easton.
Him. Good Bluecoat. Pasukatu stay. Little time.
But 6 months later, the Indian girl was still at the fort.
Shirt. Shirt. Sock. Oh, 2 times.
Very good, Pasukatu. That is very good.
Very good. Is better than good?
Correct.
Soon you'll be perfect.
Lieutenant Tom, be perfect is better than good?
Right.
Come along now, girl. Perfect is a long way off for all of us.
A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. Proverbs 22, number 1. Mr. Lieutenant Tom, Pasukatu would like to choose good name, like it says in the Bible.
You mean something shorter?
I've thought for a long time she should have a Christian name.
That is what I mean.
Good girl.
What name I have?
What name would you like? Helen? Mary? Maud?
Of all the names that sing with music, I would best like to be called Emily.
Why, that's my name. But there are other, more beautiful names.
But none so close to my heart.
I am very proud and happy. From this moment on, Pasukatu shall be called Emily.
Oh.
And I have something for an occasion like this. For you, Emily.
Mr. Lieutenant Tom is so wonderful with men.
Yes, dear, he is wonderful with the men. What is it, Emily? What's the matter?
The brown hen. The brown hen is missing. And Mr. Lieutenant Tom must have it for dinner. It must be recaptured.
What's your hurry? You're pretty uppity, ain't you?
Let go of me.
You can change your name and the way you dress, but there's one thing you can't change. You're still an Injun squaw. I know how to treat squaw.
Let go of me.
Keep your hands off her.
You plan on saving her for yourself, Lieutenant?
I got a letter from Mary today.
Oh, no wonder you look pleased.
Her father's got his orders. He'll be arriving about the 15th of May.
Why, that's only...
5 months, 17 days. What's this?
I have made soft shoes for Mr. Lieutenant Tom. A man long in the saddle of the hard-backed horse seeks comfort on his arrival home.
Hey, wait a minute. You're very kind, Emily, but... Well, a man from the hard-backed horse doesn't need soft shoes. Well, I thank you all the same, Emily. And the shoes are nice. Very nice. I tell you what. I will take my pipe.
That Lieutenant Tom of yours is eating better than the Colonel. It's going to be hard on the girl he marries.
But the Colonel is married.
Well, I mean Lieutenant Tom. Well, that must be that Nelson party that's arrived.
The new captain. Lieutenant Tom rode out to meet him.
Captain Nelson.
Colonel?
Welcome to the post.
I want you to meet my daughter, Mary. Mary, this is Colonel Merritt.
I'm delighted to know you. Well, Captain.
Well, Mary, this is Fort Davis, end of the line.
I thought I'd never get here.
I'd have gone all the way to Washington to escort you if they'd let me.
Oh.
Emily, come over here. Someone I want you to meet. Miss Mary Nelson, Miss Emily. Miss Emily.
How do you do? She doesn't speak English?
Oh, sure she does. She was just struck dumb by the sight of anyone as pretty as you.
Oh.
Scragg, you say there's a buildup going on in this area. What do you think that means?
Well, I ain't sure, Colonel, but it don't look good.
Well, those devils are up to something. Their raids have been increasing lately, and they're becoming more daring.
Almost as if someone was giving them news when the troops were the smallest. Wouldn't you say so, Lieutenant?
I don't know what you mean by that, Scragg.
Don't you?
Scragg, what are you implying?
Oh, I ain't implying nothing, Colonel. Just that if there was an Injun spy inside of the fort,
Well.
Now, just a minute.
Now, just a minute, gentlemen. Mr. Scraggs seems to believe that Emily is betraying us. I don't believe it. You may go, Scragg.
Sir,
I'm sorry about that, Easton, but Scragg is, well, you know Scragg. He's a good scout, or I wouldn't have him on the fort.
Yes, sir.
However, we must take all precautions. Fort Davis is already outnumbered by these Apaches. You will double all guard and sentry duty. All traveling patrols will remain within signaling distance of the fort. You will post a guard inside and outside the fort. That's an order.
Yes, sir.
Tom? I'm not too worried.
I'd trust Emily with my life, sir.
I'm sure you would, Lieutenant.
Are we coming for dinner tonight, sir?
I certainly will. I've heard about the food at your place.
Good afternoon, sir.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, Emily. Oh, thank you so much. You know, this is one of the nicest punches I've ever tasted. I wish you'd give my
Attention! Attention, please. I have an announcement to make. This daughter of mine likes the Army so much, she's joining up for life. I have the great pleasure of announcing my daughter Mary's engagement to Lieutenant Thomas Easton.
Well, congratulations, Tom. I think that's just wonderful. Mary, you got yourself one of the finest young men I've ever met. Captain, I think you... Congratulations, Tom.
Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Enjoyed
Good
it.
night.
Good night.
Night, sir.
Emily? Emily? Tom, she's not here.
Where could she be? I'll take a look around. She's not outside. Where could she... Mother, what's wrong?
She's gone, Tom. She's left us.
What do you mean, left us? She can't leave the fort.
Emily would have found a way.
But why? Why should she leave?
You don't know. You honestly don't know, do you?
Why should I know?
Tom, Emily is in love with you.
In love? With me? Little Harsakatu.
Pasokatu finds it hard to forget the ways of the white man.
My nights are filled with shadows, mother of my mother. I cannot wash them away.
5 moons have come and gone, and you still think on the blue coat man. Speak not for the ears of the chief to hear. There is much hate for the blue coats.
We're all of the same heart? No. Take position.
North. South. 3 times sun. Strike fort. Kill all the blue coats.
Did you hear anything?
Yeah. It's an engine. I can just smell him.
What goes up there? We hit somebody. Emily. It's Emily, Indian Emily.
Mr. Lieutenant Tom, I have come to see Mr. Lieutenant Tom.
Just lay right there. Guard! Guard! It's Indian Emily. She's come back. Get a stretcher and get Lieutenant Easton on the double.
Emily? Emily? The Colonel is here.
Mr. Lieutenant Tom. I have come from the campfires of my people to tell their plan. My ears have heard unhappy words. Many warriors. Many guns. At first corner of sun they come. Many bluecoat die.
Send messengers to recall all patrols. Emily, good girl. You've done us a great service. You're a very brave girl, and we're very grateful.
I'm sorry. Honest, Emily. Emily, I didn't know it was you.
Mr. Lieutenant Tom, I could not let you die. Him a good blue coat.
The Apaches came as they had planned, but thanks to Emily's warning, the fort was prepared and repulsed the attack. Indian Emily was buried with full military honors. She was buried in a grave just outside the fort that she had so gallantly saved. But Indian Emily's story did not end in that tiny, shallow grave. The drama of great romance and sacrifice so endeared her to the state of Texas that they have erected this monument in her memory at Fort Davis in Jefferson Davis County. The plaque tells her story.
ইসরায়েলি আগ্রাসন বহু মায়ের বুক খালি করেছে। রেহাই পায়নি সদ্যজাত শিশুও। চলমান সহিংসতায় প্রায় অর্ধশত শিশুর ঠিকানা হয়েছে কবর। হাসপাতালগুলোর দৃশ্য আরো মর্মান্তিক। মৃত্যুর মিছিল দীর্ঘ হতে থাকায় স্বজনহারাদের আহাজারিতে ভারী হয়ে উঠেছে বাতাস। আর আহতদের মধ্যে মৃত্যুর সঙ্গে লড়াই করছেন যারা, তাদের আর
কি বেরহম, নির্লজ্জ, বেহায়া জালেমগুলো হাসপাতাল পর্যন্ত রেহাই দিচ্ছে না।
কিছুই করার নাই গো কাকা।
কিচ্ছু করার নাই?
কি আর করার থাকবো কন? দুর্বলের মায়ের খাওয়াটাই নিয়তি। দুর্বলের পাশে কেউ থাকে না গো কাকা।
হ্যাঁ ফজলে মিয়া, ভালোই বলছো তুমি। দেখো না সারা বিশ্ব কেমন একদম চুপচাপ নিশ্চুপ হয়ে আছে।
সবই সার্থক কাকা, যে যার ধান্দায় আছে।
9, 10, 11, 12, মোট 12টা আছে না?
বিকালের মধ্যে পাবো তো?
সন্ধ্যার দিকে আসেন।
লেট করেন না কিন্তু।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, লেট হইব না।
নতুন নাকি?
আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
হ্যাঁ নতুন, কয়দিন ধরে আসছে। নাও সন্ধ্যার মধ্যে ভালো করে করে রাখো।
হ্যাঁ
তাড়াতাড়ি আসো, বইসা আছে তোমার জন্য।
আইতেছি। কি রে বাপ, খিদা লাগলে খায়া ফেলবি, আমার লাগে বয়া থাকবি না।
কত কথা শুনে। দেখি তোমার প্লেটটা দাও।
শেষ। আরে ডিম ভাজি রে। তুমি নিলে না?
আমি পরে খাবো।
পরে আর কি খাবা?
আমি সবজি দিয়ে খাবো না, আমি ডিম দিয়ে খাবো।
কেন বাপ, সবজি খাবি না কেন? সবজি না খাইলে বড় হবি না, বুদ্ধি হইব না।
হ্যাঁ কর, মুখ খুলে না দেখছো? আর স্কুলে ভর্তি করাই দেওয়া দরকার না?
হ্যাঁ দেওয়া তো দরকার। তো মাত্র ঢাকা শহরে এলাম, স্কুলে ভর্তি করালে তো একটু টাকা পয়সা খরচ হবো, টাকা পয়সা জোগাড় যন্ত্র করতে হবে না?
সামনে একটা স্কুল আছে, আমি গেছিলাম। আমার মনে হলো যে ওখানে খুব একটা খরচপাতি লাগবো না, ভর্তি করাই দিই। আরে
ঠিকঠাক মতো খোঁজ নিছো? মানে ভালো হইব?
ভালোই তো মনে হইলো।
দেখো তুমি যেটা ভালো মনে করো।
সারাদিন তো টোটো করে ঘুরে বেড়ায়, কই কই যায়, কাগো লগে মিশে, কিছুই তো জানি না। আর এখানে তো কারো চিনিও না।
কি রে বাপ, ঢাকা শহরে এসেই দেখি বন্ধু পাতায় ফেলছিস। তা একটু পড়াশোনা করতে হইব না? হ্যাঁ করতে হইব তো। এই যে তোর পুরান স্কুলের যে বইগুলো আছে ওইগুলো নিয়েও তো একটু বসতে পারস না?
জিগাও তো পড়ে কিনা? আমি পড়ি তো। আবার মিছে কথা থাবর তুমি।
থাক, তুই এখন খা, আজকে আমি তোরে নিয়ে পড়তে পাবো, ঠিক আছে?
হ্যাঁ কর, মুখটা খুলে না। হ্যাঁ কর, বাহ পানি নিয়ে আসতে।
এটা হইতেছে কাজের আনন্দ, নবকৃষ্ণ ভট্টাচার্য। মৌমাছি মৌমাছি কোথায় যাও নাচি নাচি, দাঁড়াও না একবার ভাই। কি রে এখনই ঘুমাস কেন? একটু পর। ওই ফুল ফোটে বনে, যায় মধু আহরণে, দাঁড়াবার সময় তো নাই। এত হাই তুলতেছিস কেন?
বাকিটা কালকে পড়ি।
কালকে পড়বি?
পড়তে বলেই ঘুমাহে না?
আমি অনেক পড়ছি।
আবার
কই দে, পেন্সিল দে, আমি তোর এই শব্দ অর্থগুলো লিখে দেই, এগুলা মুখস্থ করবি।
তুমি দোকানে যাইবা না?
যাবো তো, আর একটু এগুলা দেখা দিয়ে যাই। এগুলা তোর বাসার কাজ, ঠিক আছে? এগুলো মুখস্থ করবি। যে আহরণ মানে হইতেছে সংগ্রহ করা। আহরণ মানে কি?
সংগ্রহ করা।
সংগ্রহ করা। তারপরে হইছে
এই জি ভাই
Ui rồi, nháy phát 2 lần. Chuẩn được không? Chuẩn không vậy chấm. Chuẩn đét cho thôi. Chuẩn và đét. Như phi công vậy. Ok, bay tiếp, bay cao. Thu rồi sao nhỉ? Thu rồi sao ấy? Thôi. Thằng Zena bắn đau lắm, Zena 2 đồ rồi. Chịu. Zena Sojin mấy cả cuồng đao để hiểu. Vội vậy chồng. 6.8 à, vậy sẽ lên 7. Ok. Đằng nào phải đắp cho thờ red mà. Thôi đừng nói chung với nhau đây. Mèo 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 mèo. Trốn mày trốn. 5 định mạnh nghe, lắp thằng này vào xong mạnh định từ cái xếp tiền nhé, thề thua luôn không là bắn cũng khỏe nhưng mà chúng nó còn quỷ hơn cơ. Kéo sao Zanna 2 đồ kéo chịu được, quỷ đó chịu được. Súng bài không vậy kiếm tiền tiến kiềm 138 m sử dụng nhiều ấy, không bay nữa thì thôi. Máy đẹp đét 400 mà 2 này 303 thử để mình đi chợ hay sao, chưa đến lượt 4 này 117 sẽ là một cái Sojin đi. Ok quyết định sẽ lấy một cái Sojin đi I'm go here 707 triệu sẽ được lên 6.8 tốc độ sẽ được mắc ping không, quỷ ác quỷ phi phai tốc độ bù đắc bù nào nào. Mỗi là ngày có một chút game thôi cứ là ngày rebirth 163 lần kê vậy. Sojin thì con này hợp lý hơn này, nhanh này là con bên kia nhưng mà đợi đồ bình tĩnh vội vậy sẽ hấp đủ rồi hả? 46 à, đấy nó chỉnh cài nhót 2 giờ 208 gì 4 giờ đi học chuẩn không? Mai học xong nhớ làm gì đi tập tài môn tự sáng tối tập tiếp. Trốn không? Nhiều record này ngon 300 440 mà 445 record 50 lap 450 150 150 150 450 451 452 được không? Nhớ được, xít được. Zanna thực sự nhiều ấy. Bây giờ phải được 5 round thắng cơ thì mới được cộng 2 đồng. Là một round chỉ cộng bao nhiêu? Từ 2 đến 4 chỉ cộng 1 đồng thôi. Nghèo đét. 1,6k 138m. Bắc. Đi Bắc. Ngủ ơi tụi mình ngủ. Không được. Phải quay nốt. Ê sao đéo lên thở đét 2 cho mình à? Này thua rồi, tài khỏe đấy. Chịu rồi. Êu, cái gì kia có dòng ánh sáng. À bắn tàu ra một cái đồ ánh sáng ngẫu nhiên à, chịu rồi. Dòng ánh sáng thua. Chịu. Thầy thua. Thầy chấp nhận. Ai rồi cũng phải thua thôi. Nhưng mà thua không hay đâu. Ai rồi cũng phải thua rồi. Mày perfect 300 linh mấy lap vậy. Em quay anh ác quỷ à. Cheers. Nổi không? Nổi không vậy thầy? Nổi không? Ôi kìa, đâu được. Perfect rồi. Ôi hỏng rồi, hỏng rồi, hỏng. Một lần thôi. Rồi, hay. Anh sợ đấy nhé. Soraka cút. Cái đéo ở đây. Một cái giáp máu á. Cái đéo ở đây. Ôi đéo ở đây. Nhào đấy. Thầy lái. Mình thắng. Nghe cái chung. Mình thắng. Mày 10% nữa. Mày ngã. Mày ô không được. Đùa tao. Xuống không. Xuống 7 bánh ơi. Được rồi. Chọn dấu vậy. Không được rồi. Mày lại lệch cái này. 10 đây. Đó. Được tiếp à? 3 củ 59 là xem được bao nhiêu nhá. 3%, 4 và 66 cũng được. Át này. Sẽ át từ này rồi. Ê, chơi xong rồi, đánh trùng bài rồi, thằng này ấn tử thần ạ. Không sao thầy ơi, mình dồn trước là được. Sử thanh hóa. Bắt đầu nói bàn. Xong rồi, xoay bài tự động. Đấy mới thắng. Chuẩn chỉ đấy, chuẩn chỉ mà xoay bài tự động. Go. Bình chi linh gọi thầy ơi. Nhót không? Nhót, đét. Cho tao. Ngao vậy. Vẫn đang may, anh vẫn đang nhảy. Thắng mà. Let me show you darkness. Sai đều. Thầy lái vô á, sao? Captain Vietnamese. Captain Việt Nam. Máy. Capture. Chuẩn không vậy bạn ơi. Chuẩn. 2 lần này. 2 lần. Đấy, không 3 lần. Lại nữa ta thể mình tính. 3 lần này. 3 lần 1 lần là 4 này. 5 lần này. 5 lần. 6 lần. 6 lần. Được 6 lần. 5 lần. Rồi 5. Chuẩn đi. Ngon. Còn một cái cung xanh nữa. Đây đi. Bài còn gì nhỉ? Có bài yêu đét. Long Vương à. Yêu đét xong còn nhiều máu đấy. Xuân vậy. Thầy chưa chạm đất 49 rồi. Xong lần này là quay một vòng rồi. Mình tại không may mắn rồi nên đến từ bao nhiêu quay được ấy thôi. Phải có may mắn cơ mới thích lâu. Vậy khỏe phết đùa. Không có Guardian Carry mà vẫn hold Guardian à. Thực sự là cầu nguyện không vậy? Thực sự là cầu nguyện ra Guardian không? Cái thằng lái xe này. Đấy, xe bay rồi. Xe bay nhưng mà vẫn cần bánh. Sự nhót không? Nhót đó. Mày nhót không? Ui Galio rồi. What the hell? Ui nói ở kia. Thì không có tập. Chơi Galio rồi. Để Galio ngoài. Chưa cần lắm. Cũng xịn đấy. Nhưng mà thiếu xe lát. Nhận được xe lát nữa là xong. Perfect tiếp à? Thêm nữa không? One more. Ê, 135 xuống 126 rồi. Reset. One more này. One more. One ai không được. One more. Không one more à? Quả đấy. Ê, được rồi. One more. Two more. Hai Sibasikira. Nope. Mày mày bay 54 à, thực sự là 5 củ ấy nên là 50%. Quay đều cái gì đấy, không skip được quên mất. Có thể về qua kia thì bay thì kiếm tiền gì bớt quá mạnh. Dòng một tuổi mà rồi lên qua 4 cứ chỉ qua 4 cho tôi vậy, chôn tôi à. Vẫn thắng à. Sự bay là tỷ bóng. Anh ác quỷ rồi, hóa ác quỷ rồi. Từ ngày em đi anh hóa thành ác quỷ Ride a Car Simulator. 22 củ à. Anh sẽ bay được tầm 400 củ, 450 thì mới lên cấp tiếp theo được. Sợ bình chi linh ấy. Nhanh mà nhẹn, ui bay nhanh đét, tốc độ sự là vua. Tốc độ sự là vua ấy, tốc độ sự một đẳng cấp Pro VIP. Chuẩn không vậy. Thắng là không vậy. Rồi còn mỗi con cho gát sẽ làm chi. Còn mỗi cho gát làm chi. Cho gát 2 mũ thích nghi à. Làm chi. Ui thổi đau phết, đùa. Ê nó thắng được cái cút đấy. Ê nó thổi chết Zone này. Không chết được. Có 2 cái mũ kia đéo chết được. 2 mũ đấy chỉ là kích thêm sát thương phép. Xong rồi. Quả chém mới là của mình rồi, chắn luôn. Đi chợ 100 máu bốc lửa. Đồ Zone này cái cục đấy sự xịn không. Bàn là chắn à. Đồ cổ này 15% hút báo chủ sở đồng minh được đấy. Cái ui mất lắc rồi. Còn những cục kia còn cục vàng. Lấy một cục vàng đi. Rồi trở lại cái này. Ha sorry. Mày bay cao, một lần bay được tầm 40 triệu. Trận sao? Nó vào trận luôn, thế tao vào trận luôn. Cả thằng này nữa này. Này cũng ở trận trước này. Hai thằng trong 1-2 trận trước. Đó để ý tên đấy, mình nhớ là đi. Gặp lại à. Vẫy tay xin chào. Nhận mặt đến sau nhau mà ngọc không muốn rời. Tại sao? Giờ mình còn chưa ở đây Ari, nếu mà nhặt Ari vậy chú búa Ari không? Ngàn ở phía trước cho trong ai phải không? Nhưng rồi không sao qua đây tay xin chào. Mày đi đâu chôn à? Mình tạm ấy. Mình tạm luôn quan tiếp. Từ xong rồi ơi rồi. Làm thế đánh cũng bành. Sợ thế. Nếu đánh cây Sa Long Vương thì thua đấy. Được. Khổng lồ, một khổng lồ cái gì đấy. Mở doan. Cảnh vệ thần dương, 2 thần dương vật ở nhau, 2 khổng lồ. Không, cảnh vệ sư nha. Rồi xong nhà tranh bài của tớ làm ơn đấy. Đâu đấy ngày phải đấy nhở, cứ chơi chứ. 14 lap nhanh nhẹn. Bớt 4 rồi à, 1.2 à. Dương ơi, dây chuyển chuột tội, thú tượng với cả giáp máu ánh sáng thì cái nào ánh sáng ngon hơn? Đây mà. Bình gì 200 lát về không thật này. À 51 này. 200 lát được đấy. Được 200 lát. À đúng là nhớ được rồi. Chạm tay rồi. 19. Nhớ là được 190 mà. 200 lát của thầy ơi. Em đủ 80 củ được bớt lần nữa. Ăn đét vậy. Rồi tao bớt lần nữa ấy. Xong rồi tao mới cút về bên kia. Bớt lên 5 ấy, xong rồi mình cút về bên kia. Được. Bình chia lên nhà đã chia ra bình rồi. Xong lên 9, nhà chia xong rồi lên 9. Xong rồi lên 9 thì mình được xét và là bình full form. Rồi form này có nhắc là cái gì đâu. What chứ sao không nhắc được hắc ám kìa. Nhắc được tử thần hắc ám chỉ có June thôi. Rồi anh sẽ bay một chỗ ác quỷ nhá. Mèo 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 không vậy ăn quay xóa được à đầu ấy à 53 củ thêm mấy lát nữa nhiều đi qua lại 200
আচ্ছা আপনি ওই দিন আপনার আম্মার সামনে আমার লগে এরকম ব্যবহার করছেন কেন?
আমার ইচ্ছা হয়েছে আমি করছি আর আমার পিছে ঘুরে লাভ নাই।
কেন? আমি আপনার ভালোবাসি না করবো না কেন?
এ হায়া মেয়ে রে বাবা, তোমার তো আমি ক্লিয়ার করে বলছি যে আমি তোমার বিয়ে করব না।
আরে আপনার আম্মাই তো আমার পছন্দ করছে, তো আপনি শাদি করবেন না কেন?
তাহলে তারই বিয়েটা করো।
জি আস্তাগফিরুল্লাহ, কি কইতাছেন? আমি আপনার আম্মারে কেন শাদি করব? তো আপনারা শাদি করুন, আর আপনি যদি আমার শাদি না করছেন তাহলে কয়ে দিলাম ব্লেড দিয়ে আপনার নাম আমার হাতে লিখুন।
তোমার যা ইচ্ছা তুমি তাই করো, আমি একদমই ভয় পাই না। আগের বার মাইনে নিছি, খেলা ছিল দেখা, এটা খেলা না, এটা আমার জীবন। আমি জীবন নিয়ে ছেলে খেলা করতে পারবো না।
আমি হাঁচা কইতেছি, আমি কিন্তু ব্লেড দিয়ে
হাতে পায়ে গলায় মুখে সব জায়গায় যেখানে ইচ্ছা সেখানে লেখো, ইংরেজি বাংলা ফার্সি যেটাতে পারো সেটাতেই লেখো, আমার কিচ্ছু যায় আসে না।
আপনার আমি শেষবারের মতো কইতেছি, আপনার আর বেশি সময় দিব না, শুধুমাত্র 12 ঘন্টা সময় দিলাম। এই 12 ঘন্টার মধ্যে আপনি আপনার মত বদলাইবেন, নাহলে কইলাম আমি হাঁচায় ব্লেড দিয়ে আপনার নাম লিখে ফেলাম, আমার কেউ আটকাইতে পারবো না।
আরামসে তুমি সিগারেট টানো, বুঝো না শান্তিতে, আর ওদিক দিয়ে কাম সারছে।
দেন কি হইছে?
আরে শুনোস না, ওই মেয়ে তো ডেঞ্জারাস একটা ঘটনা ঘটায় ফেলছে।
লেট দিয়ে হাত কাটছে, এখন কি হইব মামা?
ওই মেয়েটা
বস কি মামা? কোস হাত
কেন? ওই মেয়ের তোর কোনো কথা হইছিল?
কালকে রাত্রেবেলা বাসার সামনে এসে দাঁড়ায় ছিল, আমার 12 ঘন্টার আলটিমেটাম দিছে।
এই কিসের আলটিমেটাম দিছে রে? হ্যাঁ
আরে ওই বিয়াতে রাজি না হইলে কি জানি।
এই কথা তুই আগে কবি না।
আরে আমি কি বুঝছি নাকি?
আরে না বাবার কি আছে, বুঝোস না, মেয়েটা তো ডেঞ্জারাস।
এখন যদি কিছু হয়ে যায় মামা, আমাকে তো পুলিশে ধরে নিয়ে যাবে। আমি কি করছি?
ও আমি কি করছি কিছু জানো না? ওই বেটা আইনার মারপেট জানো, জীবনে তো থানায় তুই যাস্তে জানবি কেন? থানায় আমি গেছি, আমি জানি। ফোন যে কোনো হলে আত্মহত্যা প্ররোচনকারী যেই হোক না, তার নাম যদি একবার থানায় গিয়ে কয় মামা, তাহলে তোর খবর আছে। এখন তুই কি করবি তুই চিন্তা করে দেখ।
কি করছে সব? এই লাইলি বাইচা আছে তো?
হ্যাঁ শুনলাম, ও তো বাইচা আছে।
কোন হসপিটাল আছে? কো আমি যাই একটু দেখা করে আসি।
হসপিটালে যাই দেখা করে? হসপিটাল থাকলে এতক্ষণ তুমি চৈতশিকার ভিত্তি থাকলা, বুঝো নাই? আর তুমি যাই হয়তো বাসায় আছে। এই তুই কি ওর বাসায় যাবি?
তুই যাবি মামা? হায় রে খোদা, তুমি আইছো, আমি জানতাম তুমি আইবা। আমি লাইলে কইছি তুমি আসবা। চ্যাংরা হও আর রক্ত গরম হও, মানুষ তো, তোমার মনের ভিতরে সেই প্রেমটা আছে।
আচ্ছা, আমি লাইলির সাথে একটু দেখা করবো।
লাইলির সাথে দেখা করবা?
কেমন আছো?
আছে বাবা, আসো আসো, তোমার আমি একটু দেখা করে আসো।
এইসব কি?
প্লেট দিয়ে তোমার নাম লিখছি, বানান ঠিক আছে?
একদম ঠিক আছে। কিন্তু কি বলো বাইক না, ভালো হয়েছে না? আমি কিন্তু লাইলিতে কইছিলাম যে লাইলি একটা ছবি তুইলা ওরে পাঠাই দে। ওই কইছে যে না, কিছু জিনিস আছে এগুলো ছবি তুইলা পাঠালে সঠিকভাবে দেখা যায় না, সামনাসামনি দেখতে হয়। এর লেগে তো এতক্ষণ ধরে তোমার জন্য অপেক্ষা করতেছি।
এইসব পাগলামের কোনো মানে আছে?
আছে না, তোমার আমি শাদি করব, তুমি আমার শাদি করবা, করবা না?
এই তুমি কি আমার বলদ পাইছো? বলদ এই পাশে দাঁড়ানো লোকটার মতো।
নিলে তুমি আমার মামার নিয়ে কি করতেছো?
আমি বলবো তুমি শুনবা। মানে এই যদি তোমার হাত কাটার নমুনা হয়, হ্যাঁ, আমি জানলে আমি জীবনেও আসতাম না। আর যদি হাত সত্যি সত্যি কাটতাও তাও আসতাম না, কোনো লাভই হতো না। আমি তোমারে বিয়ে করবো না। তোমার মতো মেয়ের সাথে শুধুমাত্র মজা নেওয়া যায়, বাড়ির বউ করা যায় না। তোমার মধ্যে ওই রকম কোনো এলিমেন্টই নাই।
তুমি তো বেশি বেশি করতেছো না?
এই মাঝখান দিয়ে ঢুকে গেলেন, হ্যাঁ? সাদে কি আপনার মানুষের হাবলু কয়? এর লেগে আপনার হাবলু কয়। আর ঢুকছেন যখন, তখন আমারে না বুঝায় আপনার এই ড্রামাবাজ ভাগ্নিরা বুঝান। আমি ওরে বিয়ে করবো না, আমি মরে গেলে ওরে বিয়ে করবো না। মানে নিজের তো কোনো মান সম্মান নাই, পরিবারের মান সম্মানটা যদি খোয়াইতে না চাও তাহলে এসব বন্ধ করো। সবার সামনে অপমান করবো না।
থাক ভাগ্নি, তুই কষ্ট পাইস না। হয় তোরা বুঝতে পারে নাই, আর যেদিন বুঝতে পারবো ওই কান্দা বুক চাপলাইবো, তখন বুঝবো যে কি জিনিস হারাইছি। তুই কান্দিস না ভাগ্নি, একদম কান্দিস না। তুই থাক, আমি আইতাছি, দেখতেছি।
Ổn không? Ổn không? Vì ven là số là nhiều người này. Đây là cản đây này. Hắc ám song đấu huyền giả. Thì là cái song đấu này. Cái kích cái gì vậy? À, mà vậy sẽ ví dụ thay bài này bằng bài khác thì sao? Bài này sẽ là archok với salad này. Như này nó chỉ ở cái hắc ám nhìn giả với hắc ám nhìn giả đi và mình chỉ định rồi xong lại đi. Ôi xếp bài lâu quá. Wow, trời, sự căng ấy. Bao nhiêu ấy? 1,53 chi liền, sắp đủ tiền rồi. Chuẩn không vợ ai. Cái đầu kia sẽ được đồ của Morgana ở mình ấy. Ở cái đồ Silat luôn. Cái nỏ xét thôi. Mới đồ công, phép đồ công xong. À, cái dấu ở đây. Dấu. Gì em ơi. Dấu ở đây. Ui, mất một lần với ngang rồi. À, và công sức mạnh, 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 công sức mạnh. Út mày. Yes. Bro. Anh nghiện game, anh đánh từ sáng hơn em mấy tiếng, 2 tiếng mấy. Nha. Ai à. What the hell? What the. Chuẩn như vậy. Quý, quý vậy. Lụm mà. Ảo vậy. Ảo ấy. Lên chúc mừng. Hay là lên gì an ủi à? Hay lên khóc thương à? Chi. Từ từ anh phải áp này. Ôi giời, kia tí thì tắt bố, thương bố à? Ôi không, tôi quay được là bao nhiêu? Là 5 tiếng 02. 3 rưỡi à? 4 rưỡi là 6 ạ, 5 rưỡi là 7. 6 rưỡi, anh quay 6 rưỡi Bình, 8 tiếng. Một 8 tiếng. Ghế của anh đang thấy rồi. Chôn à? Chôn bố à? Một tỷ sao phia mặt rồi, ngoài cái gì nữa. Quỷ đen. Rồi, anh sắp đen. Dạ. Qua trời phải di liên tục á. Rồi, vậy biết rồi, biết di góc của màn hình cái gì, anh biết cái đấy mà. Chứ không cái bia đấy của anh nó được đánh. Còn không có nhân vật chính nữa, cái bia không có nhân vật chính. Cái gì anh thua liên tục này. Ok đi, để sau do đá thì để biết đánh do đá không biết. Các kỳ file không? Đây đều chú bài. Thế thầy bao nhiêu là xây? À, chưa cái này chưa? Nó làm nhiều nè. làm đấy, làm con tiền. Làm con tiền. Đang lấy liên minh đi xuống Nhật Hàn. Rồi, vừa phải biết. Ôi. Đó chỉ qua em chia với livestream hẳn livestream uy tín như thế rồi. Anh B Nguyễn á. Ví dụ mà sinh nhật thì anh ấy tặng Mai Linh quất à? Quất rồi hiểu quất hay là vếp? Quất hay là vếp? À cộng một đưa phố. Cộng một đưa phố không? Quất à? Ác quỷ đấy. Cái gì? Hai tuổi 29 à? Hai chi liền à? Anh nhặt thêm một tí rồi. Tí ngôi sao cho nó binh. Nghe giống bài bị sắp thua ấy nhỉ. Phải nhặt đúng rồi á. Câu quay 186. Anh có nhìn nó không? Lâu lắm anh có nhìn nó không? Lâu lắm anh có nhìn nó không? Đâu đi làm sao? Bạn cũng làm à? Bạn thua à? Tấn Điền. Bây giờ ngày có pet xịn đấy. Ngày có 5 con pet à? Ông phải đéo đấy. Trôn tao. Gửi đây. Thằng Năng mày lên chuyện với ai vậy? Cái thằng có 100 con iPhone 15. Đâu? 100 phải mới đâu, 100. Đi xin cái thằng. Có sao nó cứ tự ấy nhở? Nó có mấy con gì chỗ tao ấy, thực sự phải đi rút không? Wow. Em làm quỷ lợn đi. Rồi đánh hắc ám à. Hắc ám tranh bài. Ngoài này không có sườn. Chiều em không đấy, nó dùng thời đấy rồi mà ta đứng đây. Mẹ góc ở đây mà chuôn tao. Cả cái ốc ở trên. Và sao? Hôm nay sẽ đứng quay. Ví dụ mà đứng quay có được không hả Tuấn? Đứng quay có được không? Đứng quay kìa mà.